Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My dear students, this is regarding unit number 14. Unit number 14 is comparatively a little bigger lesson, but anyway, we have the obligation to complete this lesson. So, in order to complete this lesson, I have done a plan, and that plan I am going to execute here. The plan it is I'm going to publish certain videos, and through those videos I'm going to complete the unit number 14. In that way, first of all, I'm going to speak about plant reproduction. When you consider reproduction is an important process for the life that produces one generation from another generation. It produces one generation from another generation and makes the life to continue on earth. If reproduction doesn't occur, existing organisms will become older and ultimately they will be dying. So, reproduction brings new organisms to this world because the existing organisms need to leave this world. Once you look at every family, okay, your grandfather would not be available these days. Most of the families, grandfather's father is not available. He was a young man in the past, but now he is no more. One day we will be no more. Some other individuals will be there. So reproduction brings new organisms to this world and because the existing organisms have to leave this world. That way, reproduction helps to continue life on earth. Every species is made to continue through the process reproduction. In the reproduction, there are two types of reproduction. One it is asexual reproduction, other one is sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction takes place with the contribution of one organism. Very simply, it takes place for a simple example. If you cut the stem of a rose plant and plant it on the ground, that stem will grow out into a new rose plant. This is asexual reproduction. According to unit number 13, certain asexual reproductions can take place through spores. Certain asexual reproductions can take place through vegetative parts. What are these vegetative parts? In a plant, leaf, stem, root, buds, like all the structures except flower are vegetative parts. Flower is considered as a reproductive part. The opposite word for vegetative part is reproductive part. So, reproductive part, flower. Root is not reproductive part. It is adapted to absorb water and nutrients. Leaf is not reproductive part. It is adapted to do photosynthesis. Stem is not reproductive part. It is adapted to give mechanical support and gives transport from the root to leaves. But these vegetative parts in certain plants are used for reproduction. That kind of parts that are non-reproductive parts are called vegetative parts. Okay, if a plant reproduces through leaf, it is asexual reproduction. If a plant reproduces through root, it is asexual reproduction. That way you have to understand it. On the other hand, there is another type of reproduction, that is sexual reproduction. In making sexual reproduction, two organisms involved. Okay, most of the time those two in those two organisms, one is called male and one is called female. In some organisms we can't separate them as male female. Okay, for an example, in earthworm you can't find male earthworm separately and female earthworm separately. Male produces male gametes. Female produces female gametes. In one place, the male gamete and female gamete will fuse together. The fusion of the male and the female gametes will make a single cell called zygote. Take our life. We have two parents. Male parent called father, female parent called mother. Father made a gamete called sperm. Mother made a gamete called ovum. In the sperm, there were father's chromosomes. In the ovum, there were mother's chromosomes. These sperm and ovum fused together and made a single cell. We were a single cell. That single cell is called zygote. Male and female gametes fusing together is called fertilization. Due to fertilization, a zygote develops. That zygote little by little grew up. It became an embryo. Further it grew up. We were developed. This is how every human being developed in this world. So that is sexual reproduction. In the two reproduction, here we come for a comparison. In the sexual reproduction, you can see contribution of only one parent, one organism. If you cut an earthworm, that earthworm, the cut two pieces will grow into two new earthworms. So for that those earthworms, newly coming earthworms, there will be only one parent. So very simply, if you take sexual reproduction, we are the outcomes of sexual reproduction. There are two parents there. Maternal parent, mother. Paternal parent, father. Right? There is one comparison between asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Second, in asexual reproduction, all the offsprings will look alike the parent. If you take an earthworm and cut into 10 pieces, each piece will grow into an earthworm. Each piece will be same like the starting earthworm. So they are more or less same like the parent. But in sexual reproduction, it is not so. Let us look at us. We are not exactly looking like father. We are not exactly having characters of mother. Some of our characters are like father. Some of our characters are like mother. We have a mixed characteristic set from both parents. That is only for sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction offsprings will be a straight copy without any changes. Thirdly, in asexual reproduction, gametes are not produced. But in sexual reproduction, gametes are produced. Okay? The next point is speaking about meiosis occur. Meiosis doesn't occur. Meiosis is needed for the production of gametes. If gametes are not produced, there's no need of meiosis. Here meiosis occur because gametes are produced. Right? Next character, new species are not produced. New species can come if there are differences among the children, among the offsprings. If differences are not coming, then there's no chance for production of new species. On the other hand, new species with better adaptation to the environment are produced. Why? Because the characters are new, mixed characters. Another thing, if you take asexual reproduction will produce large number of offsprings in a short period. It will not take much time to make offsprings. But comparatively, sexual reproduction is slow. We were living inside the mother nearly about 280 days. After 280 days only we were born in this world. It won't take an earthworm to become two earthworm 280 days. If you cut the earthworm now, tomorrow it is becoming two earthworms. And finally, asexual reproduction can be seen only in primitive plants, early plants and animals. Advanced plants and animals are showing sexual reproduction. Okay, my children, lengthy explanations will be not easy for you to follow up. Due to that reason, I am going to discuss only one page per day. So you need to take notes on this. Okay, you have to take notes on this. First you have to copy down this note, then you have to copy down this, and finally you have to copy down this table. This table is in your textbook also. Okay, so inshallah tomorrow I will upload my next video. You follow it, understand it, benefit of it, and bye.